Ismail Haniyeh, the Hamas leader based in Qatar, has been the tough-talking face of the Palestinian group's international diplomacy. As war has raged back in Gaza, where 3 of his sons were killed in an Israeli airstrike. Now he faces the possibility of legal action after the International Criminal Court Prosecutor's Office said on Monday it had requested arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, his defense chief, and 3 Hamas leaders, including Haniyeh, for alleged war crimes. Israel has denied committing war crimes in the Gaza war, triggered by the Hamas-led attack on Israel on October 7th that killed 1,200 people, and created a hostage crisis for the far-right government after more than 250 people were taken to Gaza. The ICC's decision equates the victim with the executioner, a senior Hamas official told Reuters. It will be up to the court's pretrial judges to determine whether there is sufficient evidence to issue warrants. Appointed to the Hamas top job in 2017, Haniyeh has moved between Turkey and Qatar's capital Doha, escaping the travel curbs of the blockaded Gaza Strip and enabling him to act as a negotiator in ceasefire talks or to talk to Hamas ally Iran. All the agreements of normalization that Arab states, signed with Israel will not end this conflict, Haniyeh declared on Qatar-based Al Jazeera television shortly after Hamas fighters launched the October 7th raid. Israel's response to the strike has been a military campaign that has killed more than 35,000 people inside Gaza so far, according to health authorities in the territory. Three of Haniyeh's sons, Hazem, Amir, and Mohammed, were killed on April 10th when an Israeli airstrike struck the car they were driving, Hamas said. Haniyeh also lost 4 of his grandchildren, 3 girls and a boy, in the attack, Hamas said. Haniyeh denied Israeli assertions that his sons were fighters for the group. For all the tough language in public, Arab diplomats and officials view him as relatively pragmatic compared with more hardline voices inside Gaza, where the military wing of Hamas planned the October 7th attack. While telling Israel's military they would find themselves drowning in the sands of Gaza, he and his predecessor as Hamas leader, Khaled Meshal, have shuttled around the region for talks over a Qatari-brokered ceasefire deal with Israel that would include exchanging hostages for Palestinians in Israeli jails. Israel regards the entire Hamas leadership as terrorists, accusing Haniyeh, Meshal, and others of continuing to pull the strings of the Hamas terror organization. But how much Haniyeh knew about the October 7th assault beforehand is not clear. The plan, drawn up by the Hamas Military Council in Gaza, was such a closely guarded secret that some Hamas officials seemed shocked by its timing and scale. Yet Haniyeh, a Sunni Muslim, had a major hand building up Hamas fighting capacity, partly by nurturing ties with Shiite Muslim Iran, which makes no secret of its support for the group. During the decade in which Haniyeh was Hamas top leader in Gaza, Israel accused his leadership team of helping to divert humanitarian aid to the group's military wing. When he left Gaza in 2017, Haniyeh was succeeded by Yahya Sinwar, a hardliner who spent more than 2 decades in Israeli prisons and whom Haniyeh had welcomed back to Gaza in 2011 after a prisoner exchange. Haniyeh is leading the political battle for Hamas with Arab governments, said Adib Zayedeh, a specialist in Palestinian affairs at Qatar University, adding that he had close ties with more hardline figures in the group and the military wing. He is the political and diplomatic front of Hamas, he said. Haniyeh and Meshal have met officials in Egypt, which has also had a mediation role in the ceasefire talks. Haniyeh traveled in early November to Tehran to meet Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Iranian state media reported. 3 senior officials told Reuters that Khamenei told the Hamas leader in that meeting that Iran would not enter the war having not been told about it in advance. As a young man, Haniyeh was a student activist at the Islamic University in Gaza City. He joined Hamas when it was created in the first Palestinian Intifada uprising in 1987. He was arrested and briefly deported. Haniyeh became a protege of Hamas founder Sheikh Ahmad Yassin, who, like Haniyeh's family, was a refugee from the village of Al-Jura near Ashkelon. By 2003, he was a trusted Yassin aide, photographed in Yassin's Gaza home, holding a phone to the almost paralyzed Hamas founder's ear so that he could take part in a conversation. Yassin was assassinated by Israel in 2004. Haniyeh was an early advocate of Hamas entering politics. In 1994, he said that forming a political party would enable Hamas to deal with emerging developments. Initially overruled by the Hamas leadership, it was later approved and Haniyeh became Palestinian Prime Minister. After the group won Palestinian parliamentary elections in 2006, a year after Israel's military withdrew from Gaza, the group took control of Gaza in 2007.